Bill, is it going to get worse, do you think, before it gets any better?
Well, I think it's going to definitely be a lot of rain, Bill, and that's really the big thing from this storm system. We're talking about lots and lots of rain and a slow mover. Let me show you where it is right now, and what we've been watching with this storm is where the center is. Is the center of the storm over land or is it over water? That's a very important piece of this equation. As you take a look, here we are in Charleston. Here's the center of the storm just off the coast of Savannah. We're looking at it. It's probably sitting just along the coastal waters right there. Let me show you a different view. We'll zoom on in just a little bit. There's the center of the storm. Here's Charleston up here, but this is where all the energy is to the north and east of the storm itself. I think this is the worst storm since Hugo. We were here for Floyd, Fran, Bonnie, all of these storms. But what we do is we go through these storms together as a community, and we'll do that all night tonight, through tomorrow, and through the cleanup. And once again, we'll show how strong Charleston really is. Well, I think it's bad news all around for sure, because this storm is going to come along the South Carolina coast. It may even make landfall right here as a Category 2 hurricane or borderline a strong Category 1. It is going to weaken a little bit by the time it gets here, but that's not going to really matter to the kind of damage we're going to be talking about. We are watching this one system up here near Goose Creek. This had a lot of hail with it. These are hail reports. Look at that. 1, 2, 3 hail reports. Tree down there on 61 we gave you the first alert to with our first alert traffic. But what I want to do is kind of give you a volume scan of this and kind of show you how big these storms are. They're small, but they are rather large. Let's spin this off to the west here just a little bit, and you can see just how big these storms are, 35,000 feet. This is a live 3D volume scan of this storm. We'll kind of move it off to the left here just a little bit, and you can kind of see the updrafts there showing quite a bit of wind with that. We'll keep an eye on that. As far as lightning with this right now, it really has diminished. We'll touch our lightning striker, and again, you can see maybe 10 lightning strikes in the last half hour. We'll keep an eye on that for the most part. Now, this is a pretty good cell that's been going here the last hour and a half. We had a warning on this earlier. That's been diminished. Lightning tracker still picks up 167 lightning strikes. So let's examine this one as well with our 3D volume scan and our first alert Super Doppler Max. Look at the size of some of these storms. We're going to move this back this way a little bit. Look at this, up to 50,000 feet almost with some of these. And as we kind of rotate this around a little bit, you can see the forward flank updrafts with this, the downdrafts where we're finding lots of heavy wind. So again, you got to be very careful in and around these big storms. Bottom line is to take a look at the impacts from Tropical Storm Colin. The biggest impact, the high impact, will be flooding. Tornado impact is going to be low, but we cannot rule out tornadoes. So we'll watch that. The impact's low at this point. Surge is not going to be all that high right now, but the wind impact is still going to be a little bit below moderate to low. So really the flooding is the most impactful part of this storm. Again, 4 to 6 inches of rain possible, flash flooding possible, certainly isolated severe storms with the rain heavy at times. Our exclusive threat con, 1 out of 10, 10's the highest impact, the highest, biggest storm impact. We're going to go a 5 right now, mostly because of the flooding. Look at these. Look at these waves pounding right here, and also being pushed onshore. And that's why we're seeing some of that flooding in downtown. Here comes all this water. It's got to go somewhere. It's going to pile up. And these are live pictures right there as we look at some very strong winds. 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest impact of a tropical system here in the low country is at a 10, the highest impact as far as getting a tropical system here in the low country. It's going to be an impactful storm. And again, to see what kind of storm tracks we have. This one cell looks like just pushed out of Georgetown. We were looking at some low-level rotation, but it looks like it's not coming all the way to the ground. But there's probably some very gusty winds in the Front Street, Prince Street, all the way over toward Winyaw Bay, on up toward Pawleys Island, Litchfield, right up 17 North. So be on the lookout for that. You can see right there as I get you a little bit closer, so we're continuing to kind of keep an eye on that as well. Let me zoom in on that one cell. This is up in Georgetown County, and you can see as we zoom in, there's Georgetown, here's Winyaw Bay, Maryville, again pushing toward, here's Pawleys Island. So if you're in Pawleys Island, this is going to be kind of overtaking here over the next little while, so we'll continue to kind of keep an eye on that as well. But
still coming our way.
It is. Mother Nature has her own timeline. Take a look. We'll go to the big board right now. I'm going to walk on over and show you what it looks like. Again, this is the area that we're watching, pretty much the entire coastline and the state. As you take a look at the potential, look at the rainfall potential, still about 8 to 12 inches on our RPM model. I'm going to change that model out, and between that one and our GFS model, which is the next model we have, they show the potential of very, very heavy rainfall continuing not only now, but right on into Saturday.